Most people think that getting pre-approved is just finding out how much house they can afford, but lenders are looking at more than that, truly. In this video, I'm going to let you know what a pre-approval is, what exactly lenders are looking at, and common mistakes people make before they get pre-approved. I also put together a short quiz to help you understand where you are in your home buying journey. Are you ready to buy now and get a single family? Are you ready to buy now and house hack? Or do you need a little more time to develop your finances before you start house shopping? If you're new here, hi, I'm Tanika, and I help active duty and veteran service members understand what exactly the VA loan is and how they can better use it for financial stability and wealth building. So, what is a pre-approval? A pre-approval is basically a veteran looking at the full scope of your finances, like more than just your credit score. So they're looking to see how much debt you still have to pay back. They're looking to see how much debt you have to pay back versus how much money you're bringing in. They're looking at what exactly you can qualify for. This matters because it helps you understand exactly how much house you can buy based on where you're standing financially at this moment. This keeps you from falling in love with a house that you cannot afford. And that's a mistake that a lot of people make is they start looking and shopping and finding their dream home before they understand how much house they can actually get approved for. And that's a huge mistake and it's heartbreaking. So, back to what lenders are actually looking for. So, yes, they're looking at your credit score, but they're also looking at how consistent you are with paying the loan back on time. They're looking at what your savings look like, what your spending behaviors are. They're looking at how much debt you owe. They're looking at whether you bite off more than you can chew when it comes to borrowing money or using your credit cards or going in the red, in the negative in your bank account. Things like that, because at the end of the day, they're a bank, right? And they don't want to lend you money if they're not confident that you'll pay it back. So it's more than just your credit score. And that's where some veterans disqualify themselves before they even talk to a lender to find out exactly where they stand. Sometimes people can assume that they're not going to get approved for a loan simply because their credit score is a 600 and not in the 700s. But you can have a score in the 600s and still be approved because maybe your score is in the 600s, but you have good spending habits based on the documents that you provided to your lender. Maybe you have very low debt, and so that makes you seem more financially trustworthy to the bank, and they're more willing to lend you money. Normally, I don't do a lot of cuts in my videos, but I'm filming outside today and I live on a flight line, so there's constantly airplanes landing at the moment and it's getting cloudy, so they're definitely landing a lot of airplanes right now, especially this time of night. So that's why I'm cutting the video more often than I normally do, so please just bear with me today. But I wanted to talk about the pre-approval process. It's not just about getting approved for a loan. It also can help you feel more ready. It helps you prepare. So you could talk to a lender about where you are financially, and if you're not ready, they can give you a plan. Or if you're not ready for the particular house you're looking at, they can give you a plan. They can help you understand your spending before you get pre-approved, because believe it or not, there are still mistakes you can make before you get pre-approved, like applying for a credit card that changes your debt to income ratio. Another mistake people make is getting pre-approved too early, applying too early, before they're actually prepared, before they've even looked at their finances. And a lot of people wait too long to apply because they think that they have to have a perfect credit score. They have to have um, the correct amount of savings. And if you're a veteran, I mean, the amount of savings that you have to get approved for a house is a little lower than most people because you don't need to prove that you can pay a down payment. That's one of the perks of using the VA loan. A lot of times people are a lot closer to buying than they think. In my personal experience, I was a lot closer to buying than I thought too. And I waited a little too long, but I still applied at the right time to get my duplex. I thought that I had to raise my credit score higher. I thought I had to save more money. I thought that because it was during COVID and because I wasn't going to work every day, I was still getting paid. But because I wasn't going to work, that would make me look unstable. But that wasn't the case. And had I waited until I was back at work, things would have turned out totally different for me as far as purchasing my property. So a lot of people are much closer than they think. They just don't have all the information. No one's given them a clear guideline on what to do, how to prepare, what to look for, the best way to use their VA loan, if they can use it while they're still active duty. And not having that information holds a lot of people back because they feel they have to have that before they can make a move. So I put together a guide. So if you want the full breakdown of what you can use the VA loan for, what exactly the VA loan is, eligibility, every question you could ever have about the VA loan, I've included it in the description box. Take a look, see if it's something you need. I definitely feel like all of your questions will be answered in that book alone, and you won't have to go Googling and searching and jumping from website to website just to get your questions answered. This guide can definitely help you prepare for that conversation with a lender so that you don't feel uncomfortable because you have a little more knowledge about what they're expecting and you're a little more prepared and you know where you are and where you stand financially. So I created this guide because I want to cut down that delay. A lot of people delay applying for a house and it's due to having a lack of information, but I don't want that to hold you back. It shouldn't hold you back. You don't need to have everything figured out. Everything doesn't need to be perfect. You just need clarity. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more information about VA loan strategy, house hacking, real estate guidance for veterans and civilians. And I'll see you in the next video. Respectfully, your realtor, Tanika.